Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, I have the DJI Mavic 3 for you today, and I'm on the Eagle River, just out, well, in Eagle, Idaho, on the Greenbelt here. I found kind of a cool spot by a weir across the river here. Hopefully you can see that. What I want to do is take the Mavic 3 up and just have a look around. This is kind of a cool little spot I found to fly from. We're going to be really careful here because there's a ton of bare branches and so forth, so you're going to find me being very, very cautious with the drone, even with obstacle avoidance. You don't want one of those little branches to come out and reach out and touch you and lose a drone in the river. So again, let's put it up. It's a nice day today. It's in the 50s. This jacket is actually a little bit too warm. And we'll fly up and down the river and just see what we can see and kind of give you a little bit of a tour of the area. I do have a quick confession to make. I actually flew this route once already. I got the drone back. I brought it into land, a full battery's worth of a flight, and I realized that I didn't hit record. How many times has that happened to you? I want to know. Anyway, so we're just going to do it again. I had an extra battery for the GoPro. So we're all fired up again, and we're going to take off again and try it out one more time here. So let's quit messing around. Let's get this bird in the air. Okay, because I flew the drone just a few minutes ago, it's already got its home point. This is a battery that I charged several days ago, so I see it's only at 95%. But I'm going to start recording right now so I don't forget. We're in 4K 60, and let's do a manual takeoff here. Sticks down and in. Oh, I'm going to drop the GoPro so that you can see it. So sticks down and in, and it's giving us that check propellers. Down and in. There we go. There go the props.
Take off.
And we are in a geo zone. I have to stay below 150 meters. We know that. And let's take off.
The home point has been updated.
So we're going all
Please
up
check
here
it on the
very
map.
slowly, just a little bit. Let's turn it around. I had it in cine mode. I think I know it defaults back to normal mode when you fire it up. But when I landed it earlier, I was in cine mode. So there we are. We're going to do just a really short droney here, but let me bobble the drone back and forth like we do so you can see that how that gimbal works. And you can saw the drone with obstacle avoidance. It was ready to go over the top of us here. It saw us there. So anyway, and there's a couple of sticks sticking up behind us, but I think we can avoid them. Let me go up a little higher, turn just a little bit. I'm in normal mode. I'm going to go into cine mode. Discretion is the better part of valor. And reverse and up. And you see me there being very ginger on the sticks. We didn't go too terribly high. Let me, we're still well below tree level, but let me move around here so you can see the river, and you can see if I went straight forward, we'd go right into a tree. So that's kind of what I was telling you about. Let's move kind of towards the middle of the channel. And we are facing whoop, that was a little quick on the yaw there. Sorry about that. We are facing essentially due west here. So let's go ahead and move forward and gain an altitude as we go. And let's get well above these trees. And even in, and you can see how these trees could reach out and touch you. We're what, 20 meters high, and there's still trees. Gosh, I wish I was close by. There's a duck that just walked by right in front of me. Well, yeah, hopefully you can see him on the GoPro. Hopefully we saw that on the GoPro. A mallard is right directly in front of me. Not afraid of me in the least. Looks like he's going down to the water. That's what's always fun about these kind of adventures. So let's move around and let's go downriver here a little bit. And that mallard duck just jumped in the water. I'm going to grab a little more altitude just in case there's some brush that wants to reach out and touch us. And you know, I'm telling you, I got a little tiny bit of a crooked horizon here. You know, I would not, yeah, I don't like that. Let's move it around here and see if we can straighten that out. Sometimes jagging the drone back and forth will straighten it out, and it's, you know, it's kind of straightened out now, but there's still a little hint of a horizon there. Now I'm going to say this. The landing pad is on an uneven ground, so where I took off from was uneven ground, so I suppose that could potentially mess it up. Let's go into normal mode here so we can kind of speed it up somewhat and get downriver here a little bit so you guys can see. So you can see a green belt on both sides of the river there. And this spot that you see coming up, that little island in the middle of the river, I've actually flown from there before, and I see some people that are down there, so we're going to kind of avoid them. I'm going to get some height, move more over the river, and we'll avoid them. And that is that's a walking bridge right there. That's the bridge that I came across to get here. And no, I'm not going to try and fly under the bridge, so don't ask. But I'm going to show you where I'm parked at. So there again, you can see the green belt on the north side there. And so we're going to turn around here and we're going to be looking due north. And this is a senior complex right here. And right back there, I'm going to drop the gimbal down a little bit. I'm going to hit the function button and zoom in. That's my Chevy Tahoe. That's where I parked. But I had to walk kind of a circuitous route to get here. But that was a good place to park on a weekend. So, and then off in the distance there, on the other side of this development, is Merrill Park. It's an Eagle City Park. Got a lot of kids stuff there. Well, let's keep moving forward and moving west down the river here. And what you're going to see here, this major highway that you see off in the distance, is anybody in Idaho will know what that is. That is Eagle Road. Let me move sideways here, kind of move around. See if we can get more towards it. Move around a little bit. Yeah, so that bridge you see off in the distance there is Eagle Road. And I can tell you that the flies have found me, and so I'm having to brush a few flies off once in a while. So I'm getting a little bit of breakup on FPV and a little bit of adjust antenna warning. So that's Eagle Road. We're not going to cross that. And I'm getting just a little breakup on FPV. So that hotel you see right there is a Hilton Garden Inn, and that's Bardenay Restaurant right below it there. And one of the things that I want to show you are on the other side here. So I'm going to spin around the other way, and we're going to drop the gimbal down. And these houses that are right here on this green belt, during the spring and summer, well, really year-round, yeah, it says we lost signal. So that's not uncommon as you move around. There, we got it back. So let's stop it. Let's cancel. We're going to cancel. Cancel. I'm trying to cancel and it won't let me. Okay, we hit pause there. There we go. Okay, we got her back here. Okay, let me pick up that gimbal. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, we definitely are getting some weak signal here. Which is a little bit disappointing. You see, because I wanted to show you these houses. There we go. Okay, so I'm dropping the gimbal down here so you can see these houses. And they are right against this green belt that's right next to the river. And I'm going to throw it back into cine mode, move slower. And what you can see there is that they do a lot of landscaping for the pleasure of the people that are walking by on the greenbelt. Yeah, and I think we're losing it here again, so I'm gonna turn around the other way. Yep, okay, I've got yeah, I'm just getting kind of interruptions on FPV here. Yeah, so what I see on my screen right there is probably different than what you guys are seeing right now. My FPV screen is pretty much frozen. Yeah, I see that now. So it came back. Okay, so I'm going to adjust it a little bit. And it's kind of blocky, but so let's come back this way. We'll slowly come back this way. I'm going to pick up the camera a little, maybe. Yeah, okay. So now you can see it. Like I said, it was freezing up on FPV, so I wasn't able to see exactly how far I was yawing the drone. But you get the idea on those houses down there. And what makes me mad is on my last flight, I had some really nice pictures of them. So we're getting in better signal here. So you can imagine that this is probably a pretty challenging Wi-Fi environment here. There's a lot of Wi-Fi going on that could interfere with signal. Plus the fact that I'm shooting through trees to get to the drone. So what we can do here is we can kind of go on the other side here, and you can see some of these trails. And a lot of this, I believe, is development that is owned by some of these housing complexes. So you can see that they're doing some pretty serious development here. I'll put it back into normal mode so we could get some speed up. And these trails, like I know this one, I believe is a public trail, and I think it just takes you into that subdivision. So yeah, I believe that is just access to the subdivision is what that trail is. Yep, that's exactly what it is. We can go up that trail a little ways, and these are some pretty ritzy houses in here. You know, and they tend to, and again, boy, my FPV is frozen up. So I stopped right there. Wow, I'm having more trouble here than I've seen for a while. Kind of interesting. So let's try that again. Yeah, my FPV screen is, oh, there we go. Okay. So then I got it back, and I moved forward. So you guys saw it moving forward, but I didn't on the FPV screen. And I'll put that up so that you can see it. But anyway, you can kind of see this area here, and these are not, these are fairly high-end houses. We'll kind of do a quick yaw around, and like they said, they got their own private pond there, and there's more development going on here. I mean, I'm not sure if they're building their own, that may be a community center or something, I don't know, but yeah, it looks like I see a pool there, so who knows, or that could be a private house, I don't know, and that could just be their own private yard, I suppose. But anyway, let's pick that camera back up. I'm telling you, this is the most issues that I've ever had with OcuSync 3 and FPV. And again, I flew this same route just a little bit ago and didn't have these same issues. So this right here, this is another private pond. And then you can see the green belt right there. There's some folks walking on it. And look at this guy here. He's got his own private putting green, or that may be part of the neighborhood park. I don't know for certain. And they got their little pond there. I wonder if they probably stocked that with fish, I would bet. And there you can see the weir in the middle of the river that I'm at. Let's come on back over the river and we'll drop a little altitude. We're coming over, and yeah, we're nearly on top of this here. There's some folks that stop to fish here very close to where I'm at. But let's go, so we're going to go east down the river here a little ways. And I'm trying to shade my my phone so I can see a little better. So yeah, we're picking it up right now. Got some folks here standing right next to me, just checking out what we're doing. But anyway, we're moving east down the river now. And you can see all the development here. There's so much development in this area. It's pretty phenomenal. I mean, there's a lot of folks that can remember when this was just river. So yeah, it kind of startled me there for a second. I had some folks come down the trail right behind me. Let's look at this development right here. This, I think, is relatively new. Let's kind of zoom in on this guy. Yeah, boy, there's some houses, huh? Yep, how the other half lives. Often when I see this kind of thing, I always wonder, where does all that money come from, you know? The folks that can afford these kind of homes. You know, because I'm going to bet that those are, back out to one by Zoom, I'm willing to bet that those homes are at least, at a minimum, $1.5 million, and maybe more than that. A lot of money. So I've never flown that far down this part of the river before. So we'll get to see some kind of cool stuff here. You can see there's a lot of the water diverted from the river into these ponds. And I know some of these are natural, but by far and away, the most of them are man-made. You know, they just divert a little water here. And, you know, for private purposes, for recreation, etc. A lot of these developments, they'll all have ponds in front of them. As I'm turning around here, and we're kind of facing north now, and let's go across and look at this development right over here. And again, we're in normal mode, and I'm getting a little bit of weak signal notice again. And again, I'm kind of shooting through trees here, so, and we're only up about 60 meters high. We're not flying very high at all. It's about 120 feet high, and boy, my iPhone just really dimmed up there. That's why you guys that have that smart controller have an advantage. So I looked at this earlier, and at first I thought maybe these were like office buildings or something, but I think it's pretty clear they're probably private residences, and you know, they're awful close together, but I'll bet you those are pretty spendy too. I'll bet you those are, boy, at least $1 million, if not more, probably even more than that. And there again, you look at these other spots here, and they definitely don't have a problem making ponds and so forth for private use here. And I'm getting a little bit of a warning there on screen, signal warning, so we're going to come back towards us. Yeah, and my iPhone is really starting to dim here. It's starting to heat up. And, you know, it's kind of a sunny day today. I just was sitting here looking to see if I could find some shade, but And we're down to 47% battery. Yeah, boy, I'll tell you what, guys, I'm looking at this iPhone screen and struggling to see it. I should have put my sunshade on when we took off, because I definitely want to be able to see when we're landing this drone, looking for branches and stuff as we bring it down. So what you're looking at there is essentially downtown Eagle, Idaho, and then these are all developments in their own private ponds, etc. And trust me on this, you guys are seeing it way better than I am. Let's come back over the river here. Sorry for that quick yaw there. And you can see these have been here just a little bit longer, because you can see the greenery is just a little bit more involved and grown up. And that mallard duck, he's right here. He's right beside me here in the river. It's kind of cool. The one that we saw earlier. Boy, and that screen just goes in and out. I'm trying to shade the screen, and it's difficult. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Guys, we are at 42% battery. I'm going to see if I can find our way home here. This experience right now is really making me want to buy a smart controller. Yeah, we're right here. Look, there's that weir. So I knew I was close. There we are, right there. Okay, I'm going to throw this guy into cine mode, and let's bring it down and bring it in. Guys, I'm sorry, the last part of this video, and I'm staring at the drone right now, but last part of this video was not as exciting as I would have, or I didn't give you as nice of a tour as I otherwise would have liked. I'm going to go back into normal mode so I can bring it down just a little faster, and bring her down. And I'm going to drop that camera straight down so I can see where I'm at. And I can barely see where I'm at, but you know what I mean here. I know if I get over the top of the little weir here, I'm going to be pretty much in the clear. I'm going to go back into cine mode and bring it down. And I am staring right at the drone, so I've got some pretty good confidence here. Because I can tell you at this point, my iPhone is just about checked out from a display perspective. So yeah, I'm thinking there is either a triple tech in my future, or more likely a smart controller. So I'm staring right at the drone here, picking it up so you guys can see me. There I am right there. And I'm telling you, I'm looking at my iPhone and I could barely see the image. And it's not that hot today. It's in the 50s today. So just think if this was a really hot day. Okay, let's bring this guy in. And there's that mallard duck right below us. So we're bringing it in here, bringing it down. And the duck, I don't know if the drone startled him or what, but the duck just flew away. Yeah, we're pretty close over there. Let me back up the drone just a little. Bring her forward. See if we can get over the top of that landing pad. And what I can't see, I'm just kind of centering it in the screen because my screen is so dark, I can't even really see the grid lines. Normally I get right on that X in the grid lines, but I can't even see that really. Moving it over just a little, and I'm going to go full down now, and I think we're going to be close.
Landing.
And we're all on the pad here, so hopefully you saw that on the GoPro. Yeah, you did. You got a view of that on the GoPro. So we were on the pad there. I'm going to stop recording. Maybe. There we go. Let me get everything shut down and we'll do a quick conclusion. So I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it, but this is how dark my iPhone got. And you know, it's not even that warm of a day today, and it heated up and got that dark. So that's an issue. I'm thinking a smart controller in my future. Or excuse me, I said smart controller, I mean RC Pro. Hey, okay guys, the DJI Mavic 3. Phenomenal piece of tech, and it's still on, and you can see that gimbal still moving. I'll turn it off here in a second. In fact, let's turn it off, and you can see that gimbal lock. So gimbal's moving around. It'll be turn it off. And that gimbal locks now. We took a little flight around. I had more signal issues than I normally had, and in fact, like I said, I'd just done a flight before this and been in some of the same locations. It didn't have as much trouble as I had on this flight, so I can't really explain that. When we were on the west of us was the worst part of it. But the cool thing about this drone is you don't have to worry about that, because if you lose signal, it's going to go into return to home and it's going to come back to you. So, you know, that's always a good thing, and you'll regain signal before it comes back. The issue becomes, you know, when you're trying to point the drone and so forth. But, you know, it wasn't horrible, but if you look, I'm shooting through the trees and kind of a challenging Wi-Fi environment, so I'm kind of making a few excuses. The only other thing I saw that gave me a little pause is I'm pretty sure I had a little bit of a crooked horizon there at one point. Seemed to straighten out after a while. The other anomaly we had was my darn iPhone just really darkened up. And I think it's because, you know, I did 2 flights in a row, and I do a screen recording every time, so it just built up enough heat. And we're at the midday sun right now, so I just think that contributed to it. It's got to be at least 60 degrees right now. In fact, I'm going to take this jacket off. I'm really overheated in this thing. However, other than that, it was a pretty good flight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I was pretty cautious with regard to trees, etc., just because you don't want a stray branch dropping your expensive drone down in the water. So abundance of caution there. I hope you just enjoyed just a little bit of a tour of the area. It's going to look a lot nicer when the leaves start to come in, but it was a nice day today, so I just had to get out and fly. So I guess that's about it. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I appreciate you taking the time to take a look at this video. And of course, we'll see you on the next one. The DJI Mavic 3, just an awesome piece of tech. See you guys later.